I don't really have a grudge over Bow Chase as a person, but I just feel like as his ego, when he turns into Bow Chase, that's when it becomes a problem. Like, especially for the incident for my song. Because what happened was, initially people say I stole Bow Chase's song, but I was in a session with Kademo that I paid for, just between me and Kademo, and then this nigga just walks in randomly, finds this recording, and he's like, hey bro, I'm around, let's work right now. Then it turned into us working together, and then after me and Kademo had our dealings behind closed doors and we finished with the mixing down of my song, and I went and released it the way I did, for them to get on social media and tell people that I stole their song after how much I've done with Bow and behind closed doors, it really hurt me, honestly. And that's the reason I hopped on social media instead of like going on TV first or saying anything like physically at him, and I just explained to people, I was like, no, it's not that I stole this guy's song, or it's not that I have beef with Bow Chase. It should be just something coming from a different place. It's not even really much about a jumper he says that I took. Like, it was raining, I would be at the studio, there's no way a rap. Imagine, that's like some girly. Honestly, me as a rapper, I can never like start complaining about another rapper.
Can we open the show?
Oh, you wanna?
No. Hello my beautiful people, welcome to ZMBTalks. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. We're almost hitting 100k subscribers, and of course my guest today needs no introduction. It's a man of LSK. Yeah. The man of the Saka Cinori XO.
No cap in his rap, just spitting facts, putting the city on the map. Got just so much shit going on.
Yeah, to all the new subscribers, thank you so much. In case you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe, share, and also don't forget to leave a comment. Do you watch this show, man?
Of course I do. I'm a huge fan of what you do.
Which episode did you enjoy?
I enjoyed the one you did recently with YCeleb. I know you've had like more than one, but the one which was more previous where he was talking about, me being signed, so ain't nobody ever signed me, Buddha, no one signed, you know, that type of vibe. Like, I love the way you just managed to get artists to just open up and just, and actually, not only do I watch you, I think you pulled up to my birthday in 2019. You surprised me. I was on stage and I came out. And you were there to interview me, so I started following you since then. Yeah.
Did you enjoy the YCeleb interview because you sort of relate?
Yes, I feel like not only do I just relate to him being signed, like not being signed. I feel I'm an outcast. I do a lot of indie or different things that people don't do and what they don't find normal in this norm. And I represent some. I make music in English, and I'm so big-headed about it. I go out there and I tell people, I post on my page and be like, I'm the best rapper in Zambia. Or I can stand up to somebody who makes vernacular music on a song and do my own thing. And or the type of lifestyle that I just lead as a person. I'm open-minded. I'm able to get tattoos. I'm not worried about the way I look. Like, a lot of people have problems with being confident, getting on camera and stuff. But I'm just real free with myself. I don't care what people think about me. So I feel like I relate to YCeleb in that aspect, because I realize with him, it's not really him just not caring about what people think. He also just loves music. So for me, it's more about just the love for the music. I noticed that in him, and
You talked about working with artists that, you know, rap in vernac or do their music in vernac. And one of the biggest songs, one of the big songs and one of the big artists you work with is Sheffield 87. Participate. And earlier on, we were talking about you not really giving us another single to match our Participate. You say, no, you just don't listen to my music.
Of course.
But I think it's true.
No, in Zambia, the way it is the way we market our music, it's not every song that comes out and dominates to be a chart-hitting song comes out. That's one thing we need to all accept. And you're right, maybe it didn't have the amount of success Participate had at the moment Participate came out, because at that time it had a video. It was a time when Zambian hip-hop was really blowing up, because I think 2 weeks or a week before I dropped Participate, Slap and Bobby also dropped for a long time. I just feel like all those little aspects is what makes the music different. But I have songs with Yo Maps like Munileke Chabe, where I'll go out to Kawe. Munileke Chabe. Yeah, I go out to Kawe and everybody, every 5 minutes, like, hey, Munileke Chabe. People texting me like, yo, I'm about to send you 1,500 because this song inspires me and I listen to this every morning. So I feel like we don't really get to choose what our biggest songs are and what effect it has on the people. It just happens with the time. And Yeah, that's just the way Zambian music works. You don't get, even with Participate, honestly, I didn't even believe that would be my big song. I actually hated the song. If you were to ask Sheffy, the day he recorded the hook for me and I went to B-Flow studio and I walked in the studio, just because I wasn't in the studio with Sheffy, I denied. I was like, I don't like this song. And the guy, because I was so upset, I wanted to prove to Sheffy that I'm a good artist. So I felt like me being in the studio with him is what had to happen for us to make a hit. But I didn't realize that song was going to be my door opener. And I remember it was so crazy that B-Flow was like, oh, if you don't want this song, let me buy it. You know, like, and I was so pissed off. And then they expected me to go back and write a verse, but I was like, nah, I just want to record it right now because I'm upset. I just did my verse, recorded it, left it with Jazzy Boy, and I left so pissed off. And then, it actually ended up, like, working out, so.
Nice. So you've lived in America for some time. Why did you come back?
To be honest, it goes two ways. It was a little bit of soul searching, trying to figure out who I am as a person, figure out who my family is, figure out about my culture, about my father, and then also it was just also about trouble, because where I was growing up, I was in a neighborhood which was kind of divided between African American and a lot of African and foreign people coming from different countries, and then there's like the higher echelon white people. So because of sports, I managed to stay out of trouble, but because of my friends, because of my skin color, I'd be found with a lot of friends from the hood and stuff like that, and my mom was afraid that it could ruin my future and it could get me in a lot of trouble. I could maybe get deported, because that's the worst case scenario you'd ever want.
But do you ever get in trouble this time?
Nah, I've never been deported. Nah, so I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, like I came out in a good way and I'm able to go back in a good way, and that's what my mom wanted me to be in the safe side with. And then also, I never got an opportunity to meet my grandma. And my grandma was growing a bit older and she wasn't so good, so it was an opportunity for me to just get a restart and kind of figure out all the answers. Because when I was in America, people would always come up to me and be like, hey, this is the son of Mr. and like they made it such a...
Speaking of that, I hear your father is like one of the biggest tycoons we have in LSK.
In LSK and in the world, mommy.
Okay.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But no, I'm not joking. Yeah, so
that's true.
Yeah, my father, I've never really talked about it in like in a public interview like this, like talking about my father, because I don't really want to get blinded behind of how big of an image he's created. But yeah, my dad has a really huge image. My dad is one of the people I could say really pushed the Congolese music and the rumba culture through his business, Jean Timba. My dad's name is Augustin Kaembe. He's a club owner, a businessman, and he's the owner of the franchise Jean Timba that a lot of Congolese people, I feel, treat as a home base for them when they want to go out and party. So my dad would, he did so much for the artists in Congo, through my understanding, and also I even feel for the Zambian people too, because he's been in Zambia, and I feel like Zambia is what gave birth to my dad's success in Africa, and that's what gave birth to me.
So it's safe to say a rich kid.
Nah, I'm not a rich. Okay, I'm a young working hard, young trapping on my own 2 feet, as handsome ass black man, as get into the bag nigga. I ain't no rich kid. I could be a yo Bali, like, you know, people would like try and characterize us and make fun of us. Yo Bali. Yeah, I'm a yo Bali. Like the definition of a yo Bali is a nigga who wants to look good and look fresher than yo Bali. So yeah, like I'm a yo Bali. You know, I get clean when I want to. When I want to look good in a suit, I want to get my hair cut and look like the president of the United States. I can do that if I want to look. You know.
But why then did you get signed to KMP? Because that's what everybody's looking for. If a young, rich guy like you was
it's not that I didn't get signed to KMP. It's just that things didn't happen in the way everybody expected it to happen. Even the way they publicized it and the way we were tied to each other, things just didn't work out. It's like when you meet a friend you've been going to school with and then you're planning to get an apartment together. When you're planning about this, living together, it sounds like a movie. You're like, hey, it's going to be lit. We'll be eating noodles and watching originals at 19 hours while we're talking to each other. But then when you live with each other, there's pressures like who's going to clean and who's going to cook. And then like the little misunderstandings come to light. And
so what were the pressures that you're going through?
To be honest with you, there was a lot of bias. It's been like that my whole career. Like, and that's one thing that I've really suffered with. For the fact people think I'm a rich kid. At first I thought I could ride off of the wave of saying, my dad is an established person, but I realized a lot of people don't like that. Like, if you tell people that you're coming from an okay to do place, or maybe if people think that you have maybe a little bit more of an advantage than someone else, they won't naturally like you because they'll think you get it the easy way, but maybe they don't even know. Like, what if me and my dad don't even have a relationship and I'm doing everything on my own? So,
but are you getting it the easy way?
Me? No, not at all. I actually hustle for my life. I owned a popcorn stand. I was selling like, there's so much.
But your dad
of course.
All this
no, of course. My dad has birthday parties in the jet. Yes, of course. But relationships, it's the same thing as KMP. Like what you just asked me. Where there's money, there could be money, but there's so much behind money. There's so much behind success. You know, there's a lot of politics. You'll say, just like Zambia. Isn't Zambia the most rich country in terms of resources? If you look around on this map, but there's so much things happening on the streets. People are starving. My youth is we're just on our, you know. So like, for me and KMP, it was a situation where I understood how much potential I had, and they were trying to sell me a dream. They were selling King's Malembe. Like, no disrespect to King's Malembe. He could be the hardest gospel artist, right? In his characteristics or whatever he is that he's trying to do. But for me, I believe I'm the best at what I do, you know? So when I would be talking to somebody, I wouldn't be talking to them like I'm asking them to give me an opportunity. I was telling them that I'm the best. I was telling them that I want to be on the field. If I'm gonna rock your jersey and be a part of your team, give me the ball. I want to score. And like most of the situations that I was being put into were the situations that every other person was given, and that's what's gonna keep Zambia running in a circle. We're never gonna change the entertainment industry if I just go to Mr. Kalanen and I get a lump sum of money and boom, I have money, and I'm just doing the regular thing. You're seeing me feature this guy. I'm featuring this guy.
So what are you trying to say? You just didn't want to be an artist and stay in the box?
It seemed like the way, I love how people are smart, you know? People can make it come, like, when everything blew up, they came and made it seem like, we just didn't sign this guy. No. I was one of those guys who was very smart about my situation, even when they were doing campaigns. Like, I would always ask them questions like, we haven't finished negotiating over our contracts, and you want me to start singing campaign songs for you, and you're promising me again more money when you haven't given me the first money. Like, how does that make sense? Now, what if this other government wins, per se? And when I would ask such questions, I would get bashed and say, you're not serious, you don't like money. They'd put me to the side, like, literally, like, that's stuff that's happening in this Zambian industry. Like, you know, there would be people coming up and saying, no, I'm at Jakirila, and you think this person is crazy. No, like, it's true. Like, there's so much evilness and jealousy and envy. It's like so disgusting and disappointing, but like,
what's the worst you've ever experienced?
What's the worst I've ever experienced?
Yeah.
Literally watching somebody, like, literally just like close an opportunity in my face and not even give a damn. Like, okay, which example can I give you? All right, I'm gonna give you an example of there was a time I was working with the Dope Boys before the Dope Boys blew up, and this story is probably gonna like get me in trouble and probably give me a lot of phone calls, but this is another example of how much people just have natural hate for me and maybe the people I associate myself with. So when I was on the come up in my career, I remember the Dope Boys, I think, were on their come up, and I heard about them. So I reached out to them on social media and I was like, I want you guys to come through to Lusaka, let's work on some music. So the guys pulled up and we linked up, and I took them to XYZ because at that time I was affiliated to the XYZ guys. And at that moment in my career, like, I was brought up in a camp of Lusaka. I was taught to hate on these guys from the Copper Belt and believe what these guys do is just trash because they speak in vernac and it can never be sold on an international platform. But for me, the question to me would be, why are these guys being successful? Why are Zambians listening to the music, and why are these guys doing things that I'm not managing to do? So why not try and learn from these guys? So yeah, I had the Dope Boys come through to the studio, and at this time we had Bootman. I don't know if you know Bootman.
Yeah, I know Bootman.
BML on the beat. Bootman made my first song with the Dope Boys called Sokongole Kokalua. So what happened was, at that day, luckily, ironically, HMAC and the guys were not at the studio, so I got the Dope Boys to jump on my song, and we made this amazing hit. I even remember seeing the reaction from the producer. He was so excited because at this time, Dope Boys didn't even have Wagwan by T-Sean. They didn't even know, like, these guys were literally meeting these guys through me. Like, the first day the Dope Boys met Moshin was through me. The day he played them the beat for Wagwan, I was with them, you know? So yeah, anyway, as we're working on this song, and we finished this song, and we all realized this is a hit. The only thing that was left was for us to put the XYZ tag and have the team push it. I remember the guys coming back, and Slap D was in our presence when I got my phone and I got the song, and I was like, yo, I want to play you guys a song. This is my latest song. So I played it, and you know what Slap D told H-Mac in the presence of everybody? He was like, H-Mac, if you're not careful, like this song is gonna blow, and there'll be nothing you guys can do about it. And you know what H-Mac did? He went to Bootman. I don't know what he told Bootman, and paranoid my producer, and the guy denied to finish working on my project. He didn't put my tag on it, and they completely stepped on my project. And what happened was, I think the same night, we went to Hollywood nightclub, and I was trying to get the Dope Boys to jump on the DJ booth to, like, you know, do those hypes on the mic, like, we're in the building tonight, hey, shout out to everybody. And I think coincidentally that night, H-Mac and the guys were in the club. So when we did that, and they heard that we were hyping up, I'm in the club with these guys, yeah, we're killing that. We walk out the club, H-Mac came out the club, stormed at me, started insulting me in front of people, and he was like, I swear upon my mom's grave, you're never gonna blow up. Without me, without us putting you on, if you ain't gonna roll with us, you think Sheffy's gonna put you on? You think Mark 2 gives a fuck about you? You think those copper belt niggas give a fuck about you? No one gives a fuck about you. The Dope Boys are popcorn music. The music ain't gonna last. If you ain't gonna work with me, you ain't gonna go anywhere. He was even slapping on the ground at those, like, people like Rico in Witness. Those, like, people at Hollywood were surprised. Like, at this time, my friends, everybody's like, what did you do to H-Mac, you know? And this guy was so upset with me just because I was trying to do my own thing. And, like, to his offense, maybe he'll see it as I've been this kid who's in a rush, but, like, this is my life. Like, I don't have time to be his other idol followers where I'm just waiting for you to say, hey, let's go shoot a music video. Like, this is my life. If I don't out, if I'm not in the studio and not popping, then I don't got food on the plate. Like,
but do you think the Dope Boys music is still popping?
Yeah, ironically, as much as you would want to say, no. In Zambia, when you manage to just reach a certain caliber of success, what they choose to do with their success now is up to them. But they've reached a point where their music is out there and people are listening to it. Like, everybody's willing to listen to the Dope. It's not like they're a name that people don't know. And not only are they good at music, they're amazing stage performance, so that's what just gives them the longevity in their career. And like I told a lot of people before they blew up, and you know what's so funny about this story? After the Dope Boys blew up, Slap D did a song with the Dope Boys. Like, H-Mac started messing with the Dope, like, everybody started messing with the Dope Boys. And when I would try to tell them, like, yo, like, niggas literally hated on you, like, they wouldn't, like, you couldn't do anything about it, because that's the only way you're gonna get to the top, is if you kiss and is if you act humble, because if you don't, then you're gonna not get on shows. The promoters are not gonna wanna, like, help you. No one is gonna wanna play your music.
How then did you meet Uncle Rex?
There's a friend of mine who's in South Africa. She's in Johannesburg. I went to school with her. Her name is Cindy. So she was my classmate at Timberland International School, and that's his niece. So she noticed my love for music and told me about her uncle. And then one day I just decided I was gonna walk up to Uncle Rex's gate and just knock at his door and tell him I'm the next big thing. I'm the one. And that's exactly how it happened. Like, I knocked at his gate one day. I was just like, I was ready. I was like, okay, today's the day. I'm gonna go to his gate. And I just knocked, and then he came out. I was super scared. He was like, yo, what do you want from me? And I was like, I know I'm this guy. I told him about who I am. I'm a rapper. And then he took me in because I guess we just vibed. And yeah, he took me in as his son.
Do you think you were signed to KMP because of your relationship with Uncle Rex?
No, I think that really helped. But they realized how much talent I, and I feel like that's what scared them. The fact that I have talent and I'm smart. That's what scares a lot of people, and I've understood that. They would rather sign somebody who's a little bit good but dumb, really dumb. But somebody who's smart and talented is a very big threat in the generation that I'm in, unfortunately. And like, I'm able to identify that because I met people who were able to identify that. And you know, in life, you'll always meet some real people. I met some, and that's the thing. I met some people from the copper belt. Imagine, I ended up meeting guys who didn't have to pay me loyalty, would come to me and be like, yo, wake up, nigga. Like, you're a blessing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're a blessing. What you have is a gift, and you need to use that blessing to inspire people and help people. So
yeah, where's your tattoo?
I got a lot of tattoos, girl.
Tell him, you know what I'm talking
here,
about.
I got some here.
I want them to tell him once.
What you want? I can get a tattoo.
No, I want to see them. No, wait, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you this flower because I've been looking at these flowers. I don't know what's more beautiful, if it's this flower, if it's you. So I'm gonna give you.
Cinori.
I even got you some snacks.
I appreciate it.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't know if I didn't put this in a proper packaging, but I'm a cheesy guy, so like I was just like, yo, let me get my girl some snacks out when she goes home.
Thank you.
You know,
how do you know I love Doritos?
I just guessed. I don't know.
You guys need to pay with you and free advertisements.
I don't know. I just guessed. I figured. I hope I got it right with the chocolate though.
I love chocolate. Thank you so much.
Come on, don't pull out one. Just like pull out two. What if
I
people
know.
think?
Come
what if
on.
people think I'm a cheesy guy?
No,
and
no, you're not. Come on.
And I had
Cinori XO. Yeah.
And I had to add, and I had to add the Fruticano, of course. I don't have a deal with Trade Kings. I'm not doing any advertisement. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with Fruticano.
Do you want some?
I know, I'm straight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So now I was talking about the tattoo. Can I see it?
Why do you want to see it?
You covered it.
No, I didn't. Why would I do that?
What did your pop say?
Like, honestly, he didn't say anything. Like, my parents understand. I can't tell these people, like, I'm about to go get a tattoo of the most influential woman in Zambia's name. Like, I would not do that. Like, not even my girlfriend at that time could understand such a move.
Oh, that time? What do you mean that time?
Yeah, at that time, like, I was dating a different girl.
I know you proposed to your girlfriend.
Yeah, I was dating a different girl from her again.
You're not only the male of the soccer, but the male of hearts too.
Yeah, I'm a ladies man. I actually want to get married and have a family. I know it's crazy, but like there's rappers out there like me, you know. I love going out and having fun, but I want to settle down, be a married man, make my mama proud too. So yeah.
But why I'm telling Monza?
Yo, why not Mtalemon? You wanted me to put let me not say some names.
Nah, say the name.
No.
Commander Gide. Commander Gide,
she actually got a booty. No,
see?
I'm just joking.
Imagine putting the booty on your hand.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
Okay, but yeah, why I'm telling Monza?
I mean, like, why not? She's very bold. She represents courage.
Yeah.
She has a heart for helping people.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's also what I gave an example with Why Celeb. She's that person who really goes in her own route, and that's what I look up to most. I was most inspired by her presence on the internet and what she tries to like promote. And also I just fell for her because she's a baddie, man. Changing the hair, the way she smells, the car she drives. I mean, I'm a rapper, like why would you want me to like idolize? You want me to go and write Josephine or Josephine Lulanda?
Maybe your mom's name?
My mom's name?
Dad's name?
I would
Siblings?
I'm definitely gonna do that for my mama. You know, like, okay, honestly, can I be honest with you? I didn't know that this was what was gonna happen. Like, if I knew that I would blow up off of a tattoo from telling I would have done 2016. Like, trust me. I didn't know that that's what was gonna happen. It was so random. I had my boy come in, he was doing my tattoos, and it just happened, you know, that at that moment, she was being bashed on the internet about the Serena Williams shoot, and I found it so sexy. I was like, yo, she's showing her legs, and she's looking good. Like, you women need to feel good, and we're not in a generation where we can bash you and make you wear those little Indian things where your eyes are like, you know? Like, you need to be able to have the freedom of expression that you deserve, so.
But if she was to give you a chance?
I would be a very good guy, like, honestly, and I'd be really focused. And
you don't mind people calling you Ben 10?
I wouldn't mind. Like, people are always going to talk. Like, I don't think she would mind, too. I think, obviously, maybe even the pressure's what's ruined our relationship. And I understand that, like,
what do you mean your relationship? Like, friendship?
Obviously, yeah, because it, like, affects...
You don't talk anymore?
We do talk.
Okay.
I didn't say that. But what I mean, like, it can ruin your relationship. It can get involved with a lot of the decision-making behind... what you do and like behind scenes, because she has family. It doesn't just affect her, it also affects her family and it affects my family. Like, imagine my mom was being asked, like, yo, what's going on with your son? Like, your son is handsome and tall and he has an accent. Why isn't he going for girls his age? Why is he going for girls older than him? But my mom was like, he understands himself, you know. I also have an explanation. I understand that there's women out there who also need the attention from a younger guy who's smart enough to entertain them, because some of the older guys are too busy with work. They don't have time to tell you you're beautiful or get you some chocolate and tell you that your eyes are nice, you know, and make you feel beautiful, take you out somewhere nice. Guys just know how to spend money, like, and that's, and that's not a problem. Like, it's important to shower your girl and make your girl feel special, but it's also important to make your person feel loved, you know. And I feel like that's what happens when you're in a relationship with a younger person, because they understand that we're more into like adventurous things and, you know, just trying to explore, figuring out what will make you happy. And I feel like that's the only thing I probably would have offered to Mtale Mwanza.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout
out to everybody who's watching right now. In case you're new to this channel, please subscribe.
I forgot we were in an interview, like, swear down.
For real?
Yeah, like, I honestly thought we were.
Oh, you forgot, so I had to remind you. Yeah. Let me also remind them to subscribe. Please leave a comment. What do you think? Would you get a celebrity's name tattooed on your body? Would you get EDN's name on your body?
I would, like, honestly, if you were to sign on paper and be like, yo, nigga, I'm gonna be a fiance, girl, I wouldn't mind. I've been seeing, dang, girl, you're doing the most. And I would also like to congratulate you.
Thank you. Like, you're doing the most, too. What's up with you and Dipsy?
There's nothing really. Who's Dipsy? Like, I don't even know.
What do you mean, who's Dipsy?
Who's Dipsy?
Super deep.
Oh, you're talking about Rey Mysterio. I'm just joking. There's not really nothing up. It was just another phase in my career, as usual. It was another situation where everybody, somebody was coming for what's mine, and I was just like having fun with it. I honestly surprised them because I know they expected me to play along. Some people called me and said, let's make clout, you know, let's sell Zambia beef between you and Dipsy. And I was like, there's nothing I'll gain. Like, you guys are the ones who will gain more if I do this with you. Like, what am I gonna gain? And there was not really much I was gonna gain. And I noticed that there was more disrespect than what they actually wanted to achieve. So I just went in the studio, made a song, and then that's where it ended at. I wanted to do a video, but the video was too disrespectful. The way we like planned everything, like my team and everybody was like, no, we can't do this. Like, it'll be. I don't know if I could say that. Yeah, but.
What did you plan to do?
We actually wanted to do a video. Like, I was really actually trying to like dig a grave and like bury this nigga. But like, so just by the grace of God, like, you know, I feel like the song did more damage than the video would have done. So
did you also bury your trip to Paris with Mtale Mwanza?
Honestly, yeah. And I feel like you can't blame me because of the situation I was in when it happened. Like, I was going against the general elections. I feel like I even deserve more credit than I got because I managed to distract the country away from the most, probably violent time of our generation. People were about to go into war because of Green and Red Party, but me and Mtale Mwanza had people out in Paris, you know? And I feel like if the world worked for me in a different situation, maybe we would have ended up in Paris if there wasn't elections. And maybe there was actually a lot of options, you know, different people that we approached. And I met this couple from the United States, and like I'll say we were this close to making it happen. But what really fucked everything up was the elections, honestly. Looking at the timing of the elections, because she also had to advertise, and also I had to know when to talk and when I can't talk because there was so much going on. And like, honestly, we were really close. And a lot of people came to me after regretting, because I went to them and I told them, I was like, yo, this is my idea. And they thought I was crazy. I had people in the industry, imagine the closest people in the industry, right, calling me like, yo, EXO, I know Mtale, man. She can't take her out on a date. That's the weakest thing. Bro, I can even give you 10 grand. She's not going to let you take her out on a date. And then when I took her out on the date, the same person's calling me saying sorry, so.
What did you do with that money she gave you?
Man, I went out and flexed, you know. I lived life, you know. Chop life before it chops you, of course. I threw a party.
Cinori XO.
I made my song blow up. I dropped a song called Paris.
Yeah.
We did 22,000 downloads on Afrofire in the space of 3 weeks, and I checked on that website. The biggest song of 2021 was Akaju by Chana, and they dropped that in January, and that song only did 20,000 downloads. So I did in 3 weeks. But I mean, because I'm an English artist and I get it easy. No one really noticed.
What do you mean? I feel now people are not really considering who's singing in vernac as long as they're delivering.
But there's a lot of people who drive that. Like, there's a lot of people who drive that hate and they try to like block us out. I don't know why they do that. Like, I see it on social media, but I laugh with them. I'm like, yo, Zambians are not dumb. Even everything we're talking about in this interview, it's in English and everybody's gonna be able to understand. You guys are acting like me and Edna's interviews been nah, you know, like, you were able to communicate with me, right? So yeah.
Oh my, Cinori. Yo, let's talk about the music before we wrap it up. What should we expect from you?
An album. This year I'm dropping my album. I've been working my for the last 3 years, and I've given myself a deadline for August. So August I'm gonna be dropping my first album. I hope everybody receives it well, and just more singles this year, especially leading up to the album. I want to drop as much music as possible and just be relevant. I'm dropping a new song soon. It's called Designer. Throw It Back, and it's produced by Trey. So yeah, can't wait for you guys to listen to that.
Okay. Let's go back to your song, nicely.
Yeah.
I remember I saw Mampi's post.
Yeah.
I saw Dope endorse it.
Yeah.
But I missed the team.
Tim. I think he gave it like a retweet also. He's real. I respect him so much because he even slid in my DM.
He did.
Yo, respect. I heard the song. Yeah. So I'm hoping I can work with him.
Why do you think all these people related?
Because they all try their best to make the music relatable. As much as they have the skill, like you can have as much skill as you want. Like I can be the most lyrical rapper. Like I can be hitting punchlines every line. Like, hey, yo, but like nobody wants to listen to that. So I feel like with them, they've constructed a type of form of making music that makes a listener feel intrigued to feeling like they can put themselves in this situation. And I feel like that's what makes them similar to each other, even with the style of writing that they write. Like there's a certain style of writing that people like Tupac, Michael Jackson, and Drake use called core and response. Yeah. So like I noticed that in some of the artists, and yeah, I just use that in my form of delivery also.
I thought you'd say maybe because you're dropping facts in that song.
Oh,
well, some facts.
No, I was dropping a lot. Like not even some facts. Everything I spat in the demise was facts, and I feel like that's why a lot of people related to it. Yeah, I spat everything. And they're the ones who started it, so.
Everything.
I left in the night.
Everything in the song were facts.
Everything was facts. Everything. Yes. You want me to go line for line?
Please go line for line. Please go line for line.
You gotta tell me.
Okay, please go line for line.
You have to explain to me what it is.
Please just go line for line.
No, you gotta tell me.
Before I say what it is, okay, please.
That's like a.
Give me the first verse.
The first verse. Yeesh. The first verse. I might have to go to my lyrics.
Yeah, give me the first verse.
I don't wanna. So in the first verse, I sped. Before I start to get carried away, before I start even mentioning names, I want y'all all to know I do this for my love of it. Don't give a damn who don't like me or who don't mess with this. They see the way I don't care who don't like me or who don't mess with this. They see my life the way I move. They think my life is easy because I rap for a living. They think my life is easy. So basically, I started this track by saying, I don't care what everybody's gonna say, but I knew, like for the fact that it got me to get on camera and then to get in the studio and make a song. There's gonna come a lot of talking and people are definitely gonna say a bunch of shit. So I had to start by raising that point. I'm like, you wanted me to react. I've reacted now, huh? But before I react, I want you to know I don't care what you're going to say. I don't care what you're going to do because now you've already made me get in this situation. So, yeah, and then after that, I was like, you think my life is easy, but you don't know the things I've been through just to get on TV. Make X gang, no scenario, make the world believe me. So I was just referencing to what we talked about earlier. A lot of people think my life is easy because of my background. I was in the US, his dad has money, so they think I didn't struggle. A lot of people don't know I would go on Katondo Street and hustle and sell phones just to try and make money to go to parties and even club at my own dad's club, like I would literally sell phones to make money to go blow in my father's club.
How was your relationship with your dad? Maybe he kicked you out and so you said
no. It's actually really okay. I feel like the relationship that's is between my dad and my mom. Okay. Yeah, which I can't go into detail, of course. No disrespect to either of them. Yeah.
There's something I'm looking for that got you in trouble with the record label.
Okay, the first one was I think I dropped some lines about first I dropped lines about Dipsy, but then as I was dropping lines about Dipsy, I alleged something that happened between one of the people in management and one of the artists at KMP, because at some point that person was like the closest person to me, and I was always found around this person, and this guy once told me, hey man, Florine, man, she has a feature with Slap D. I was like, man, I don't give a she has this feature with Slap D, man, I'm Cinori XO. And he's like, yo, this girl's gonna be bigger than you by December. And I told him, I was like, that we can bet right now. And we made a bet. And nigga, I want my money. You owe me. I told you I'd be bigger than that, girl. I told you. So you actually owe me 1,500. But yeah, we made a bet that by December, because I think she had like 5,000, and at this point I had like 20,000 or something. And he was like, no, by the time it's December, she'll pass you on all platforms. So we had this little beef competition going down, and the tattoo thing came by luck. Like, honestly, I didn't even know that that's what's gonna happen. I jumped from like 30,000 followers to 100,000. So, when I went back to the big man, I told him, I was like, yo, I told you I was right. You owe me my money, and he agreed to give me the money. But now what happened was, when I was leaving KMP, the girl who he sleeps with, she's my friend. Like, honestly, it hurt me so much that a girl who I consider my friend, the girl who I would chill with even after there would be business, like even if we're not making music, we'd chill. Like, I'm that type of guy who's always happy with everybody. Hey, you know what, let's turn up, you know? And then she went on social media and started dissing me with Dipsy. She was one of the first people to diss me, and it caught my attention because I follow her. I'm a fan of her. She doesn't even know I write. Like, I would write music and tell myself that, yo, this song, I can't wait to give it to this girl. So when she comes to the studio, I'll tell her, like, yo, this is your song. I've written this for you. Let's work, you know? And then she went on social media and started dissing me with Dipsy. She was making fun of me in the comments. Like, it was so unnecessary. They were shading me, saying a nigga who wasn't even signed to KMP.
So you guys only had a verbal agreement with KMP?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we had a verbal.
So what was the main reason?
Let me finish. You asking, no asking to me. So what happened was, she went on social media and dissed me, and that's what actually fueled me to diss Dipsy. Because when I saw that, I was like, okay, these guys they're not actually coming to me with a plan of saying, let's make a planned beef. These guys are out to end me. Like, any wrong move and my career is ended, you know? So that's what made me get in the studio, and I was like, this girl thinks she's smart. She thinks she's sharp. She thinking she's like the things people do for clout. Like, girl, at least I'm making clout to give me numbers. You're smashing the general manager, and you're not even blowing up. You have a song with... Anyway, let me not even say too much, you know? So I got in the studio and I just did what I could. I made a song, and then these were the lines that I spat in the song that I talked about, because I felt like that was the right way to respond to her. If I called her and I said, hey sister, what happened? She was obviously going to be like, hey my brother, it's music, we're all brothers, I'm your sister, I'm your auntie, you know, that type of thing. I was like, you got some bangers, man, chasing trends to make a tropic. I'm in the tropics, I be dropping regardless if it's popping. Go ask my brothers about One Take. That's when I started popping. So I was referencing to a song called One Take that I dropped in 2021. I dropped it on the internet, and it kind of blew up. Like, that's when I started getting like 1,000 likes on my Facebook page. I dropped this song while I was freestyling. We shot this uncut video, and that's where the X Gang actually started from. Not even because of Mtale Mwanza. So that's what I referenced to. I was like, I be dropping regardless if it's popping. Go ask my brothers about One Take. That's when I started popping. 100 grand, and then they came from my head. I saw those comments, got some screenshots, girl. I thought we was friends. So I was like, 100 grand, like 100,000 followers. Now you guys want to come from my head and like make a beef to like take me out? 100 grand, and then they came from my head. I saw those comments, got some screenshots, girl. I thought we was friends. I held it down, you know the truth. You switched it up in the end. I didn't call you, thought I'd rather switch it up with a pen. So yeah, exactly just that. I was like, I saw those comments, one of my loyal fans, because you'd be surprised, I got the craziest fans. They're literally watching for anybody to just hate on me. When they hate on me, screenshot, bro, yo, look at your boy. Why is your sister tuning this, you know? So then, the only thing I could do was just sort it out with a pen. And then I was like, bro, to be honest, all my clout and pop, it came with a bet. I made a deal with Boss while you were always sharing his bet. I was basically just telling her, like, to be honest, you're talking down to me and saying I'm about clout, but the clout was fueled by your man that made a bet with me saying that you'd be popping more than me, only not just because you have talent. Yeah, you have talent and an amazing voice, but you didn't just use your talent and your voice. You're sharing this nigga's bed. So yeah. Then I was like, he swore that you'd be bigger than me. That shit made me upset. Wait till December. Yeah, that was our bed. While you got smashed for opportunity, I blew on the net. I didn't want to, girl. I've noticed that you don't got respect. Got some talent even more than your friend. And he's a man, a rapper Yomaps couldn't even put on the test. So, yeah. That's, I guess those last bars, you can just like rewind it, like, ask yourself what I meant. Then the other second thing was about corrects, of course. I made it, but it wasn't too disrespectful. I just made it, like a friendly one. I just said, hey, Bali, this is what cut. Because my fans obviously wanted to know what was happening. Because KMP went out there and made it look like, who's this guy? He's just claiming.
So then why did you leave? Now I'm going to ask you this again. Why did you leave?
It was just because of the type of relationship I started to develop at some point with them. I realized they started to take advantage and wanted me to kind of prove myself when I had already proven myself. They were putting me up against some guys that they're very talented and they do have the work to be put in my category, but I did way more than them. I have the numbers to back it up and the experience and the facts. You're supposed to give me my piece of the bread, and when they came to offer me a deal, part of the thing they offered me in the deal is that Tattoo would be writing for me. No offense to that nigga, but I have hit songs. I write my own shit. I don't need nobody writing me shit.
You didn't want to let him be writing songs.
Like they wanted him to have influence in some of the productions that I would make, and I told them I would rather work with Kikero and maybe the producers that I'm familiar with, but you can't box me and tell me that I can't write music, because I make amazing music. I even do projects for people out of Zambia. People pay me to write their songs. I record vocals and they take my songs in other countries, remove my vocals and put their vocals on my words. So there's no one who can tell me that I don't know what I'm doing. And if my music can be accepted by Zambian people, then why should you tell me that I have to prove you anything, you know? And another problem which was there was they didn't want me to have a direct communication with the big man himself. Yeah, I was going direct to the big man, you know? I have no problem, and that's another, I have no problem with Walia Kalanda as a person, but his management, yeah, those are my family members, you know? We had a family, but at some point they took advantage of me and they shat on me so much that I was crying because of how much I was hurt. And one of the managers was like, don't even cry and give me crocodile tears. You think those crocodile tears? But then this nigga still wants me to sign to a deadbeat deal like that. So I was like, no, I'm not going to sign to a nigga who's telling me that my tears are crocodile. A nigga who's going to tell me that I'm hard to manage. I'm not an artist who's hard to manage. I just understand what I want. I used to ask them questions like, yo, my music is off. Why aren't I playing on radio? I'll tell them the charts I want to be on because I understand which charts are popping. I'll tell you, oh, this chart, PMC's chart is popping. This chart is popping, but they didn't make that happen. So yeah.
So earlier when I was asking you, you just mentioned to say Cinori is ironic spelled backwards.
Yeah, the word ironic spelled backwards.
How?
Literally, when you look at the word Cinori and you look at the letters for the word Cinori, flip it backwards, starting from I, going to the end of I to C. It's the word ironic. And when you look in the dictionary, that word, it means something that's different, and it's always different situations to what you find normal, you know? So that's what I believe I always find myself in. My music is really, like I told you, it's different. What I try to promote and the type of sound that I go for, it's completely different from what everybody else would expect, because that's what I'm supposed to do as much as I'm trying to be me.
Yeah. So I'm just saying to myself right now, I'm like, yo, Cinori just gave out a lot of information in this interview.
Right?
Why? You know,
I feel like I deserve to do this because I've never been given a platform to talk to a beautiful woman like you on this huge platform like ZMBTalks. Yeah, shout out to ZMBTalks. You tried so hard not to smile, but you're smiling, bro. Yeah, shout out to ZMBTalks. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. So I feel like from what I've seen on this show, it's all about honesty and just giving people a different side of you, personal and up close. So I just wanted to give you guys the truth about what's been going on in my career, because a lot of people misunderstand. Some people might think I'm just lazy, or maybe I'm not pulling the moves, or I'm just not talented enough. You know, yeah.
I still believe you took that tattoo because for numbers.
For numbers.
I think you did it for numbers.
I wish I did. I wish I was that smart.
Tell me the truth. Tell us the truth.
I'm being honest. Like, if I knew that I would have blown up off of it, like, if anybody else would have known, like, think of how desperate we all are to be successful. We think about this every day.
You convinced me. You got that tattoo for numbers.
No, I didn't know. It actually happened completely accidentally. I didn't know if it would work out, because there was a risk that she could have said no. She's a big enough brand. She could have been like, no way, I'm going to accept the boy getting a tattoo with me to take me out on a date. No way I'll even go out on a date with a guy who's like I had 30,000 followers and she had like, what, 300K? You know, so it was a risk. Like, the risk was heavy on my side. I didn't even know if it would work, but I just decided to take that move, and no one knew that it was going to work. Remember, everybody was laughing at me?
Yeah.
Yeah? You remember, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was laughing at me. But then when I took a picture of the money and I was like this, everybody was like, yo, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
I didn't know it was gonna give me the clout. If I knew it was gonna give me the clout, I would have definitely done that shit in 2016. I wouldn't have even been talking about Kid Gummy. Telemans would have been my wife.
Careful now. All the best, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
What should your fans expect?
I guess they should just obviously expect a lot more hard work and a lot of my face everywhere, my name everywhere, because it's X Gang to the death. I got a loyal fan base. We got a group on WhatsApp. People are arguing about my music, supporting me, backing me up. So I feel like I owe it all to them. And also to you people who work so hard to effortlessly put us on and take time to make such platforms for us. I just want to promise you all that I'm going to keep working. Shout out to my homies. Shout out to DJ COB. Shout out to that nigga Sick for always having my back, man. I'm going straight to the top. This year, no cap. They ain't gonna stop me. I'm too nice for these niggas. What else? Shout out to Junior Wala. Shout out to Mark 2, of course, the Godfather, man. I don't know what we'd be without you, man. God bless you, and you living through us. And same with you, Chef 187. Shout out to VGZ. The list goes on and on. Shout out to Uncle Rex. Shout out to even the KMP management, man. Shout out to Cullen and the music promotions. God bless you guys for giving me the opportunity, of course. And the Zambian people, just look forward to. Oh, shout out to Mutale Mwanza. I almost forgot. Shout out to Mutale Mwanza, of course, always holding it down. Congratulations on your event. It was lit. So I just like you guys to just continue supporting me.
Alrighty, we got you. We got you, Cinori XO. Thank you so much, all the new viewers. Please subscribe. Please XO.
Shout out. Oh, I'm so sorry. Can you imagine I almost didn't shout out the most important woman in my life, my mom. I love you so much, Mom. You're entertainment to the death of me. Closest to my heart. And can you please give a shout out to my mom? Just be like, Millie Entertainment, shout out to you, to your girl Edna.
Shout out, Mommy.
Okay, that's good enough. So
Thank you so much. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. I've been your girl, Idiot and the People's Babe. You know what time it is, baby. # elevating the industry.
So that extra.